So, Nintendo has recently announced that they have a game in development that will please fans. And this was announced during their financial briefing last week. And it's kind of got me thinking, what could this game be? Because this is weird news, because it's all they're really saying is, oh yeah, we've got another game in development that we haven't announced for this year. But you're going to be happy about it. And I feel like there's multiple ways you can perceive that. And I kind of want to just casually discuss what I think they might be hinting at. They didn't give any sort of context as to what kind of game it is, how long we've been waiting for it. You know, they didn't give any sort of context. All they said was it's going to be fan-pleasing. So I kind of came up with a list of things that it might be, and I kind of want to discuss why it could be those things. So the first thing I want to talk about is Super Mario Strikers. Now, we have not seen a Mario Strikers game since the Wii, and I feel like there's this subset of fans in Nintendo that would love to see Mario Strikers again. I don't really have a personal attachment to the series, but I do know that people love the raw edge that Super Mario Strikers has and just how, honestly, inappropriate it can get for a Mario game. It's, you know, a soccer game, but it's actually interesting. Sorry if you play FIFA, but I think that is just the most boring stuff ever. But Mario Strikers could definitely be something. And we don't have a Mario sports game announced for this year. We got Mario Tennis last year. Maybe we might be getting Mario Strikers this year. It's been a while. It's been way longer since that. Now, to be fair, I actually think a Mario Golf would be more likely than Mario Strikers this year. But I also know that most people probably would want a Mario Strikers before a Mario Golf. I could be wrong on that. It's just been a lot longer since we've seen Mario Strikers. The next thing I want to talk about is Star Fox Grand Prix. The game that is supposedly in development by Retro Studios. This is just rumored. We don't have any concrete evidence, but nothing seems to disprove this rumor. And this has been going around for a while now. Now, if Retro Studios is working on Metroid Prime 4 now, we know that for a fact. What has happened to their other game? Is it just so close to being done that they can just kind of split the work in the meantime and then shift complete focus to Metroid Prime 4? Star Fox Grand Prix, though, as awesome of an idea as it is, and if it's made by Retro Studios, I'm sure it would be amazing. I don't know if this is necessarily fan-pleasing, because we've had a lot of Star Fox recently. We've had, you know, Star Fox Zero on the Wii U, which I liked. I know some people didn't. I liked it, though. Star Fox 2, which of course came out on the SNES Classic, and then we had the Star Fox content in, what's it called? I don't even remember. Atlas or whatever. The game, it's, like, that's how much I've already not remembered it. But, like, I just, you know, I didn't pay any attention to the game. The point is, we haven't gotten anything amazing for Star Fox. I guess Star Fox 2 is pretty cool, but we have gotten a lot of Star Fox recently. So I feel like more Star Fox right now maybe isn't fan-pleasing. It would be cool, because Star Fox Grand Prix, a game supposedly being made by Retro Studios, sounds like a great idea, and Retro Studios is amazing, but I don't know if people are clamoring for Star Fox right now. Do you know what I mean? Even though what we haven't gotten recently it hasn't been amazing, but it has been something. So, I don't know. That's my perspective, but you're welcome to disagree. The next thing I want to talk about is Paper Mario, and specifically a Paper Mario game that goes back to the first two games, the original and the Thousand Year Door. I personally really enjoyed Color Splash. I actually think that is a very good game that you should definitely play. If you have a Wii U and you're, I don't know, looking for something to play on it for some reason, play Color Splash. It is actually so good. It fixes the Sticker Star formula and just makes a really good game. With that said, it's definitely not what Paper Mario fans wanted, and a lot of Paper Mario fans were probably turned off by the fact that it runs with the Sticker Star format of gameplay rather than the first two games. But it still turned out really good. Now, Nintendo said, you know, prior to release, I think this was like at E3 2016, so months before Color Splash came out, they were asked, you know, what is your plans with the Paper Mario series going forward? And they said, well, the Mario and Luigi series is great for RPGs, so we want to take the Paper Mario series in a different direction, more as an action-adventure kind of game, so that we have two different genres of games with our Mario spin-offs. And I guess at the time I could see, okay, yeah, maybe, but the reception to Color Splash was not very good. Those of us that played it and you can see what it's good for, we know it's good, but it's definitely not what the vast majority of fans want or enjoyed. So I feel like Nintendo could have course corrected and maybe said, hey, let's make our next Paper Mario game like the first two. And it's totally normal for Nintendo to course correct and totally scrap an idea that they had before, because look at what happened with Metroid Prime 4. Well, it's not necessarily normal, but it's something that Nintendo is capable of doing, is just completely abandoning an old plan and restarting with a new plan. So going back to the way that Paper Mario used to be, I don't think is that crazy of an idea, and I think would qualify as fan-pleasing. Again, you can disagree, but I think that is a very top idea as to what it could be. Next, I want to talk about the fabled Mother 3. Could it be Mother 3? I mean, I'm so tired of talking about this and predicting this and saying, oh yeah, it's going to happen in this direct. Like, it's been like 4 years that I've been saying this now almost, and it still hasn't happened. Maybe this is it. Who really knows? It's hard to say. I thought I would at least bring it up. It would certainly be fan-pleasing, especially if they, if it gets released this year, if it is actually, like, true to the original, because I know that there is a bit of controversial content in Mother 3. I've never played it myself, but I am aware that some of the content in it is a little controversial. But if they did, nail the translation, Nintendo seems to be very ballsy this generation. We've got stuff like, I don't even know if this would qualify as ballsy, but like, we've got stuff like Mario's nipples in Super Mario Odyssey. We've got them, Nintendo is now publishing Bayonetta very proudly. There's just stuff like that, like stuff that Nintendo, even if something as stupid as Mario's nipples in Super Mario Odyssey, that is something that you probably wouldn't have seen in the Wii U era. Nintendo is, I'm sure there's better examples of like the risks that they're taking in this generation, but there's definitely, Nintendo is definitely ready to be unusual this generation, which I like. So, maybe translating Mother 3 in the way that fans want, I would see that as fan-pleasing. I think that would be very good. Another one that I think is very likely is F-Zero. Could this finally be the year that F-Zero returns? Nintendo knows just how badly people want F-Zero, how long it's been since F-Zero GX, I think 2004 on the GameCube. It was definitely on the GameCube, I just forget which year. That would certainly also be a very good candidate. Captain Falcon has been in, I think he's been in more Smash Brothers games than F-Zero games. We could say that about a couple characters. I mean, Ness, for example. But Captain Falcon is more so the mascot of Smash Bros. More than F-Zero. So I think it's time to rectify that, make a new F-Zero game. That would certainly be fan-pleasing. And hey, an online racing game, great way to get people into the online if they haven't already with Smash and other stuff. So I could definitely see that as fan-pleasing and smart with their current online infrastructure. The last one, I have two more I want to bring up. Pikmin 4. What is going on with Pikmin 4? Because back in, I think it was 2015, Shigeru Miyamoto said, oh yeah, Pikmin 4, it's almost done. And we haven't seen anything from... I mean, we saw Hey Pikmin on the 3DS. That is definitely not what he meant by Pikmin 4, though. I can guarantee you that. That was just a little spin-off thing. Pikmin 4, we have no idea what's going on with it. I presume it was maybe a Wii U title, and they realized, yeah, forget the Wii U, let's start development on the Switch. They moved it over to the Switch, and they've just been sitting on it. And Nintendo tends to do that. Sometimes they'll just sit on games for a while. I mean, I think Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe was, I think, done months ago, and then they just sat on it. I think Twilight Princess HD was also done 6 months before it was actually released. Now, granted, those are remasters, but Pikmin 4, I mean, who really knows what's going on with it? Would it be fan-pleasing, though? Pikmin, I find, is a very, very niche franchise with Nintendo. They're good games, but I find it's very niche, and I feel like Pikmin 4 would be a good announcement, but it wouldn't, I guess, wouldn't be fan-pleasing. It wouldn't... People aren't as starved for a new Pikmin game as they are for some of the other games I've been talking about. So I don't know if I would necessarily call it fan-pleasing. There would be fans that would be happy, but I think Nintendo's talking more about their general fan base would be happy to see this game, whatever they're talking about. The last one I want to bring up is Mario Maker 2. Super Mario Maker rather, was a huge game on the Wii U. It sold very well relative to the Wii U's install base, and it got a lot of people talking about the Wii U, just in general. Again, for a time that Nintendo was very, very much not talked about. And people have kind of, I think, been clamoring for, Mario Maker on the Switch. However, it would work because the Mario Maker was actually very compatible with the Wii U's setup, with the gamepad and the TV screen. So I don't know exactly how it would work on the Switch, but Splatoon was also very tailor-made to the Wii U, and they made it work arguably better, in my opinion, in Splatoon 2. It took me a little bit to adjust, but I think it really works well now. But yeah, Super Mario Maker 2, and I don't think it would be a port. I think that they really need to go full-on sequel if they're going to put Mario Maker on the Switch. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of unexplored potential, I think, with Mario Maker, despite how just much detail was in the original. And I do think this would be fan-pleasing. I think this would be a very big game. Everyone, I think, would be super into it. I mean, it's Mario and it's Mario Maker. Like, you get to make your own levels for Mario. Like, it was a huge success on the Wii U. I can't imagine how big it would be on the Switch. As for what I personally think the announcement could be, I'm going back and forth between Mother 3 and F-Zero. I really don't think it was... I saw some people online saying it might be like a port, or like the Metroid Prime trilogy, or maybe like Skyward Sword HD, and those would be cool, but I don't think that they would tease something like a port. Now, they may never actually say, oh yeah, this is the game that we were teasing back at our financial briefing, but I don't feel like they would tease a remaster or a port. Like something that fans would be something that would be fan pleasing, I feel like is not a port. Does not qualify for the tease of something that is fan pleasing. Does that make sense? I feel like it has to be something big, and to me, Mother 3 and F-Zero are the two that are sticking out to me. Those are kind of the holy grails, I guess, if you will, of dead Nintendo franchises. Mother 3, I think, even being the bigger one out of the two. Especially because Lucas is in Smash Brothers, and he's always been a popular character, and he's the only character in Smash that has not had his game released in the West. So, come on, Nintendo. Like, Nintendo even teased it in their own E3 2014 presentation when they did that robot chicken thing. There was that fan in the crowd that said, "Come on, Reggie, give us Mother 3." Nintendo knows that we want Mother 3. They've known it for so long. For like almost 5 years now, at least, they've known that the West wants Mother 3. If you ask me, I'm going to sound absolutely crazy, but I think it could be at least something Earthbound related. Maybe it's a trilogy. All three of them coming to the Switch in a trilogy pack. That would also be amazing. But I really don't know. Mother 3 and F-Zero are the two that I kind of go back and forth on. Maybe leaning a little bit more towards Mother 3. Sounding crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you think Nintendo's talking about with this fan-pleasing game? Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you've not already for more on whatever this game could be and other Nintendo goodness. Alright, peace out guys. Bye.